The executive summary will list a few options for the board to consider, and we'll include the pros and cons of each of those options. And then at that point, we'll look for direction from you. Special town meeting, quick update, just to add to Lee's comments. I spoke to Representative Pignatelli on Thursday morning to discuss next steps on the home rule petition passed by voters last week. Jen Messina, our town clerk, put together all of the required documents needed for this to proceed and provided him with raised sealed copies of the warrant, the vote, and the motion that Friday morning. So he has everything he needs to get this moving in the House. He did indicate that home rule petitions generally start in the House, and he would move forward with it this week, and it sounds like it's been given a bill number. So once we know what committee this is assigned to and we have a better idea of the timeline, I'll circle back, provide another update. A couple bridge updates for you. Division Street Bridge update. We're working with Ty and Bond at the moment to design some temporary repairs while we move forward to a final design for repair or replacement of that bridge. But the good news is they're in the process right now of developing an alternatives analysis report for us, and we have asked them to provide one of those options, which would be emergency repairs that could allow us to get that bridge reopened with a reduced load capacity to at least accommodate passenger vehicles. So that's the goal we're heading toward at the moment with them. The proposed timeline would be that conceptual or preliminary designs would be January 2020. Local permitting would be approved hopefully by February 2020. Review and approval by Mass DOT in April 2020 with a final design in May of 2020. We'd have to advertise and award that contract in June, and construction season would start, I'm gonna say July, but I think that's really optimistic. I'm thinking more August or early fall of 2020. So it's part of a larger alternatives analysis plan. Like I said, they're putting together for us, but it would get the bridge open while we proceed with long-term replacement of that bridge. So good news.
The decision at the time will be, I mean, it isn't free, right? So
No, it will cost us more money. We don't have a cost estimate at this point, but of course that'll be part of the conversation. Is it worth the cost, the additional cost?
So if that's a temporary and it would just be cars, then how does that work into long-term, how does that work into the long-term, strategic vision? Like if this goes ahead and it allows cars and let's say construction starts 2020, then how would we transition to a permanent solution that allows?
So I think the idea would be to just get the bridge open for passenger vehicles temporarily. The long-term plan would be to reopen it to truck traffic.
Okay.
We would have to close the bridge again, but at least we would have plenty of warning and be able to notify, once we get to full-on repairs or replacement for the long-term solution to that bridge, we would have to close it again. But we're trying to, for lack of a better term, find a Band-Aid solution to just get the bridge open so that we can get traffic moving on it.
So then during this time, then the design work for the longer vision would be.
That's all moving
being worked on.
simultaneously.
Okay.
Yes. It wouldn't slow the process.
So we'll find out how
long-term.
much it will cost us in that analysis.
Right.
Correct. Okay.
Will that current timeline, I know we've set aside some money, I think last year there was a capital money for that. Will that timeline give us time to put money in to ask at town meeting if necessary?
For additional funds.
Funds, okay.
Yes.
Michelle?
Thank you, Chair, for allowing me to speak. Michelle DeBear, 70 Division Street. I have just heard that the idea is to open the bridge to just cars. I have a real issue with this because huge, major, overweighted trucks had been allowed to go over that bridge with the load rating that was there before. And in my opinion, that is what escalated the deterioration of the bridge. Not only that, the town of Great Barrington on North Plain Road had detour signs for large trucks to go over the Division Street Bridge. As a resident that lives close by to the bridge, I have a real concern here, because right now, well, not right now, but when motorcycles were going over the bridge since it's been closed, nothing's been done to enforce the bridge closure as far as that goes. I have called the police, et cetera, et cetera. So I have a concern, how is the town of Great Barrington going to enforce saying, oh, only cars are going to go over this bridge? How is that done?
We don't have a fully developed plan at the moment, so I.
Because I don't
can't
have
So
faith
that'll be
in
part of
this.
the discussion. can we?
Right, I
Or-
hope so as a
Or do
resident.
we leave it closed until
Right.
it's permanent?
Because I don't have
Yeah,
a
that'll be
faith,
part of the discussion.
faith in that.
I will say, it's impossible to enforce, I mean, we'd have to have a cruiser on each end of that bridge to enforce it 24/7.
And then therefore
which
you're
is not
risking safety,
realistic.
because if large trucks are going over that bridge, now remember, school buses go over that bridge as well, not right now, but they do. And despite, for almost 2 years, my repeated comments on this, nothing was done. And I still say today that that bridge would still be open if large overweighted trucks had not been allowed to go over it. Thank you.
Um, While we're on the conversation of bridges, I wanted to also provide an update to the board and the media and the public tonight on the State and Main Brown Bridge. So I'm just gonna pass out, I made plenty of copies, so if anyone would like a copy, this is just a very early draft. We met this morning with Mass DOT officials at the District 1 headquarters in Lenox to get a project update. Representative Pignatelli was there to back the town and help us deliver some messages. Patrick Carnavale from the governor's office also joined us by phone. And this is what I know as of today. You'll see as part of the plan that I just passed out, well, let me start here. The project is out to bid at the moment, and repairs will begin in June of 2020. We expect a 6 to 9 month timeline for completion. Repairs will include, and I know I've said this before, but I'll just repeat it, extensive steel repairs, railing repairs, priming and painting. The repairs are necessary to maintain the current weight limit and will extend the life expectancy at the same time. And this is where I want to circle back to the map here. So the traffic management plan that they presented to us this morning includes 2 10-foot wide travel lanes over the bridge, in addition to a pedestrian walkway and a construction zone. It's likely that construction will begin on the north side of the bridge. So if you flip it over, you'll see that the south side of the bridge is also noted as draft at this point. So our biggest concern, our priority is to keep this bridge open 2 lanes clearly. So we delivered that message. I think it was heard loud and clear from DOT officials, and they presented us with that plan. You can see that they've taken into consideration the swing of large trucks. The stop line has been moved back on the bridge, and the lanes heading north on Main Street approaching the bridge will be merging to force traffic into one lane so that large trucks can make that swing without encroaching on the construction areas. And I did say at a previous meeting that 1 lane traffic will, from time to time, be a reality. It's still a reality, but a one-way alternating traffic pattern will only occur during staging transition. So when they transition from work on the north side to the south side. So very minimal single lane traffic. When this does occur, they have assured us that they will provide us with plenty of notice from DOT, and they've agreed to minimize disruptions by working around peak traffic times. So maybe early in the morning, later in the evening, and they certainly will not be working on weekends or holidays. And they also offer to work around significant Berkshire events. So if we know of something happening and we need traffic moving, they will work with us. So again, I wanted to just thank the DOT, Smitty, and Patrick for coming together. I'm feeling much better about this proposal, seeing that two-lane traffic will remain in place, and, you know, it will certainly impact traffic and pedestrian movement from time to time, but for the most part, I think this will be a fairly smooth project, so, and needed.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay. Gonna move one thing ahead. Michael, did